Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. How is everybody doing? Is everybody having a fantastic time and a fantastic day? I hope so. I hope so. I'm just setting something up here. I was wanting to get a new sound because I don't have enough sounds on my soundboard. I was just trying to get a new one here, so I wanted to put that in here. Let's see if that works. Let's see. Gotta share my sound with everybody to see if it then works or not. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, please. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Wants to lie and say that the Jews are genocidaires. And don't try to cancel.
Okay, not too bad. It's bad that the other guy is speaking in the background the whole time. But I don't know. Maybe I should do it louder. That was loud enough, wasn't it? Let's try this again. Let's see.
Wants to lie and say that the Jews are genocidaires. And don't try to cancel.
That was Cenk from Cenk Uyghur from the Young Turks during the debate on Piers Morgan with Rabbi Shmuley, and it's just so cringeworthy that I have to use it as a sound. All right. That was a bit too loud. Loud? Oh, okay. I'll probably change that. Yes. So welcome to the end of the world, where people are praising Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden. Myth Vision. Hey, what's up, Derek? What's up, Derek? Hey, do you want to jump on? Do you want to hop on here? Do you want to come and join me here for the live stream a little bit if you have time? I don't know. Let me know. I'll send you a link. So, we want to talk about Osama bin Laden. Specifically, people on TikTok have been praising Osama bin Laden for very, very strange, very messed up reasons, I guess. I don't know. It's like, it's one thing that people on TikTok were praising, were saying, free Palestine, and they didn't do anything wrong, and it's Israel is at fault, and even praising Hamas and all of that. That's one thing. But then moving from that to Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden. It's like the pipeline from Palestine, from Free Palestine or support Hamas to Osama bin Laden. It's just so. It's a very short one, I guess. You can quickly go from one to the other. Osama bin Laden is the one who actually directly claimed responsibility for the attacks on the World Trade Center on 9/11. So he took responsibility and justified the attacks on 9/11, flying planes into the World Trade Center and the Pentagon and attacking American civilians, killing over 3,000, right? What was the number? I don't remember the number of dead on 9/11. 9/11 casualties. Let's see. 2,996 people. Nearly 3,000 people were killed. Osama bin Laden took responsibility for this, killing civilians at the heart of New York. One of the most disastrous terrorist attacks, violent attacks in recent history. And now we have people on TikTok who are like, oh my God, guys, oh my God, you won't believe this. I just read a letter from Osama bin Laden, and oh my God, guys, I'm not even joking. I'm not even kidding right now, guys. Like Osama bin Laden, like he had like a point, guys, like OMG. So that's what's been going on. There are some of these videos, like this one here.
Letter to America, which this morning I read Letter to America, which is Osama bin Laden's letter to America explaining why he attacked Americans. And I am ashamed to say that I not only have never read this letter, but I didn't even know this letter existed.
Why would you be ashamed not to have read this letter or not to know that this letter existed? There is actually a fun fact that I want to mention at the very from the very beginning about this letter, which is known as Osama bin Laden's letter to America. One important fact is that it's not actually entirely certain that the letter came from Osama bin Laden or that he wrote it. It is only claimed that he wrote it. It's not. We don't have any proof that he actually wrote it. And one of the main reasons is that it is written like nothing he has ever written or spoken before, and it talks about things he never addressed before. Like he talks excessively about the whole Israel-Palestine conflict, which is also why this is coming up, and which is also why these idiots here are now saying, "Oh my God, like Osama bin Laden, like he really had a point."
It's wild, and everyone should read it. If you haven't read it yet, read it. However, be forewarned that...
And you know what? This is kind of like saying, many of you might remember there was that whole... I don't even know if I want to bring up this comparison right now because it's so wild, it's so insane, it's so crazy. But years ago there was this attack by this eco-fascist on a mosque in New Zealand, the Christchurch Mosque Massacre. The guy published a manifesto which was very long and actually very deep. Should we now say, hey, you know, I'm ashamed to say that I have actually not read it. I actually did read it. And it looks like he really had a point. Are you retarded?
That this has left me very disillusioned, and I feel the same exact way I felt when I was deconstructing Christianity. I feel a little bit just confused, like I have entered into another timeline. What is this? And yeah, so go read it.
So I just read a letter.
Who is this person? Does anybody know who this person is? Just some rando? Or what is this? Just some rando? Rando. Can't believe I'm saying that. Rando. God, this is so ridiculous. I'm just opening TikTok here on the side, and just the stuff that you see. Where are all the people who said free America and this and this and that, and children are being bombed? And gosh, shut up. I think so. I saw a news article earlier that many of these articles were taken down. Many of these videos were taken down. I saw this article here from CBC, which says TikTok prohibits videos promoting bin Laden's letter to America, and apparently they took a new step. What the hell is this photo? I've never seen this one before. He normally looks like a very good gentleman, but I don't know why he looks so disgusting here. Yeah. TikTok will prohibit content that promotes Osama bin Laden's 2002 letter detailing the former Al-Qaeda leader's justification for attacks against Americans, the app said on Thursday. Discussions of the 20-year-old letter have spread on platform this week in the context of debate over the Israel-Hamas war. So a search for letter to America on TikTok surfaced with no results. Let's see. Letter to America. Let's see. That's true. That is true. That is true. That is indeed true. When I search, it says no results found. This may be this phrase may be associated with behavior or content that violates our guidelines. So, yeah, apparently they took a step to take that stuff down, which is good. At least one good step from the TikTok side. It made it on the front page of New York Post, apparently, this morning, with the title "World Gone Madman, TikTokers Now Praise Osama bin Laden in Shocking New Low." Yeah, I mean, what does this mean to New York? This comes directly from the New York Post. New York was targeted with this insane terrorist attack. Do we really have to remind people what Osama bin Laden did according to his own admission? Do we really need to remind people what he did according to his own admissions? Let's see. Do we really need to go into this? I don't want to play music that will take down the stream. Flight 175 takes off from Boston. Crew alert. Da, 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 da. This is a very bad summary. It doesn't even show anything. What happened immediately after 9/11? Remembering 9/11.
Oh, I think we're getting hijacked.
I've never seen this footage before. Is it just me? But this is the first time that I'm seeing this footage here from this angle. Huh. I thought I saw it all.
I don't know. I think we're getting hijacked.
Somebody hit the World Trade Center.
Okay, that's really dark.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning
that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center. We don't know anything more than that. We don't know if it was a commercial aircraft. We have no idea how many were on.
Oh my God!
Right oh, there's another one. Another plane just hit. Right. Oh my God! Another plane has just.
So anyway, many of you probably know. Many people probably know. Was the worst attack on American soil. Was one of the worst attacks, if not the worst attack the world has seen so far in the modern time, against civilians, against the civilian population, and it caused a lot of chaos and was the beginning of a lot of global, international, conflicts and wars and all that.
We're getting reports.
And it was, the target was directly civilians. It was civilians. 3,000 people, nearly 3,000 people died. Osama bin Laden, according to his own admission, orchestrated this entire attack. Several of his people of different backgrounds, many of them of Saudi Arabian citizenship, actually, planned this attack and carried it out by hijacking several planes and flying them into the buildings. And at that time, Al-Qaeda, which Osama bin Laden was a part of, was operating from Afghanistan. And the Taliban was in charge of Afghanistan, and the Taliban was hiding Al-Qaeda and basically protecting them. And this, of course, caused America to enter Afghanistan and to occupy it and remove the Taliban from power and occupy Afghanistan and rule it with an appointed government for nearly 20 years. And now we have a bunch of idiots, a bunch of useful idiots, come out and say, oh, guys, I just read the letter from Osama bin Laden, and you know what? That letter seems very cute.
2 decades after 9/11.
Wait, what is this? Huh. Oh, no, I can't open it here. This is funny. God, this is ridiculous. Okay. Let's see. Let's open this. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Why can't I get here? I'm having really trouble with my pages right now. Okay, right here. Here. So this is a very cool guy named Osama bin Laden. He is a very nice guy, as you can see. Very cool, very hip, very much in line with, very much following the fashion of our time. Exactly something that people on TikTok would like. Look, he looks just amazing. I mean, how would you not like this guy? How can you possibly not like this wonderful person? This wonderful, wonderful looking guy. He looks so cute, so amazing. right? Almost reminds me of how Hamas looks. Hamas also looks like similar to this. For those who don't know, for those who have never seen Hamas, here is a picture of Hamas according to the left, according to the leftist people in the West. So this is a picture of Hamas here. Of course, very, very cool people, very, progressive LGBTQ and so on. And then we have, of course, Osama bin Laden here. These are the new icons of the useful youth on TikTok and all that. So this is fantastic. Things are just going very, very well right now. Amazing, amazing stuff. Anyway, let's see what else they say.
To America, and I will never look at life the same. I will never look at this country the same. I will never. Please read it, and if you have read it, let me know if you are also going through an existential crisis in this very moment.
I have to say that I'm very sorry to say this, but if you are reading the the letter from Osama bin Laden and you're going through an existential crisis after that, and you're like, wow, I can't believe what I just read, then you might not have read a lot in your life.
Because in the last 20 minutes, my entire viewpoint on the entire life I have believed and I have lived has changed.
I know this video is a little bit quiet. It's not my fault. I can't change anything about it. It's the video on TikTok that is quiet.
Please read that entire letter.
This is probably one of those people who, when you ask, when you say from the river to the sea, what exactly does that river refer to? She probably won't know what that river is. She might not even know what the sea refers to. She might not know which river and which sea we're talking about, and probably won't know anything about the conflict. Probably won't know who Osama bin Laden actually is and what he actually did. Probably won't know what Hamas stands for and what they aim for, and so on. And then says, "Oh my God, guys, please, you can start by exactly." Move to Afghanistan. You can start by moving to Afghanistan, maybe, whoever you are, whatever your name is, maybe live there and then have your mind blown. Not probably literally, so probably don't go there.
I need everyone to stop what they're doing right now and go read. It's literally 2 pages. Go read A Letter to America. And please come back here and just let me know what you think, because I feel like I'm going.
Okay, wait, everyone stop what you're doing right now and literally just go read it. Literally just go read the letter. Like literally, like go and just like read it. So it was actually mainly distributed on The Guardian. And what's very funny is The Guardian, you removed the article from here yesterday, or no, 2 days ago. They removed it 2 days ago. As soon as it started trending, they said, this page previously displayed a document containing in translation the full text of Osama bin Laden's letter to the American people, which was reported on in The Observer on Sunday, 24 November 2002. The document, which was published here on the same day, was removed on 15 November 2023. The transcript published on our website had been widely shared on social media without the full context. Therefore, we decided to take it down and to direct readers instead to the news article that originally contextualized it. That is funny. So they actually removed it. But there is now an archived page where you can still find the original Guardian page where the letter was published. Let's see. What do we get when we go to this Observer article? Register. I'll do it later. Get out of my face. Here it describes how the letter was spread, and that's how it's a 4,000-word letter. I wonder if it anywhere specifies that we don't actually know if this is a letter from him or not. A chilling new message from Osama bin Laden. A translated letter. Bin Laden's ideology, email, bin Laden. Oh, here. Although there is no way to confirm the authenticity of the letter beyond all doubt, senior Arab journalists in the Middle Eastern media believe the letter is from bin Laden. It is an extraordinary glimpse into his mind, one told The Observer. There is no way to verify that it is actually from him, but the letter addresses several things. Now, let's have a look at that letter a little for a little bit. The letter is a little bit long, but also not, whatever that means. So it's the full text is here. It starts with praises. It says, "In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, permission to fight is given to those believers who are fought against because they have been wronged, and surely Allah is able to give them victory." That didn't go well. "Those who believe fight in the cause of Allah, and those who disbelieve fight in the cause of Tawud," which is corruption, disbelief, something. "So fight you against the friends of Satan, Shaitan. Ever feeble is indeed the plot of Shaitan." And then it starts with, "Some American writers have published articles under the title, 'On What Basis Are We Fighting?' These articles have generated a number of responses, some of which adhere to the truth and were based on Islamic law, and others which are not. Blah, 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 blah." It goes through why are we fighting you? Why are we opposing you? And here is why it starts trending right now. One of the first things it mentions is, because you attacked us and continue to attack us, you attacked us in Palestine. Relevant to what is happening right now, but it starts with Palestine. And it says, "Palestine, which has sunk under military occupation for more than 80 years, the British handed over Palestine with your help and your support to the Jews, who have occupied it for more than 50 years. Years overflowing with oppression, tyranny, crimes, killing, expulsion, destruction, and devastation. Complete revisionism of history of what actually happened. Didn't happen. What happened is that what is here described as oppression, tyranny, crimes, killing, expulsion happened because one side in the conflict didn't want to agree to the conditions of living together in that space, and that was the Arab side, not the Jewish or Zionist side. It brings us both laughter and anger and tears that you have not tired of your fabricated lies that the Jews have a historical right to Palestine as it was promised to them in the Torah," which is very weird. The Quran actually says the same thing. Blood pouring out of Palestine, Chechnya. It goes into several different things. How you steal the wealth of the Ummah and you have starved the Muslims of Iraq. It just depicts this whole idea of like, we Muslims were just living our lives. And then you Americans and you Western people, you came and you have stolen our dreams and our childhood with your empty words. How dare you? That's why we are fighting you. Which is complete nonsense. Complete, absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Islamic society, Islamic civilization was at war with the world from the inception of Islam. From the 7th century, when Muhammad started spreading his religion, Islam started expanding as an empire and attacking the rest of the world. And it never stopped doing that. It never stopped attacking the rest of the world to conquer the world for Islam until the 20th century, when the Western powers overpowered and basically dismantled the Islamic world and everything they have. It stopped then. Then it stopped. So the Muslims, the Muslim civilizations, the Muslim people, the Muslim nations, or whatever you want to call it, they were not just, peacefully existing and flourishing and all of that. And then the Americans just came and, attacked them. No, it was Islam that attacked the world forever. And then the West came and stepped in and dismantled them and partitioned them. Gladly so. Very nicely so. I'm very happy that this happened. I'm really happy that the West overpowered the Islamic powers, the Islamic Caliphate, and then decided to dismantle them and adjust their whole way of living and imposing Western standards on them, imposing liberalism, imposing democracy, and all of these things on them. Because before they were doing that, before they did that, the Islamic caliphate was conquering, taking slaves, and vowing to conquer the whole world in the name of Islam. That's it. The Ottoman Empire was what was there, and the Ottoman Empire had slavery, colonization, oppression of populations left and right. It was the West which stopped this. Stop crying now. This just reminds me of how people have been recently talking about the conflict. This is even worse than that. This is even more deception, more hypocrisy than that. The American government and press still refuses to answer the question, why did they attack us here and there? This is why the American people cannot be innocent of all the crimes committed by the Americans and Jews against us. The religion of the unification of God, of freedom from associating partners with him, and rejection of this, and so on. Well, whatever. I don't want to read the whole thing. You can read it if you really are so interested, if you want to torture yourself with such nonsense and such garbage. What I can actually do, wait a minute. There is a website that you can use to summarize texts. Let's see what happens. I wonder if I copy this whole text here and put it in one of those websites, I wonder what it will give me. Let's do this together. Here is the website. It's called Text Summarizer. Maybe it will just say, I'm crying, help. Let's see. God, these ads everywhere. Let's summarize it by 50%. Let's see what happens here. This is funny. How about let's summarize it to just summarize. Am I supposed to pick the lower one or the larger one? I don't even know. I guess maybe the lower. Turn it into only 30% or only remove 30% of it. I don't even get it. I don't know. What? I just picked 20. I just picked 30. Why is it still doing 50? This is so stupid. Let's see here. It's still doing the same. I don't care. Let's see what it says here. Let's put it in bullet points. Let's see what happens then here. So it quotes the Quran. God, you can't read anything because of these stupid ads. All right. Let me open a Word document and put it there. Let's see what that does. Because I don't want to sit here and read a letter, which is not even authentic, probably. Let's see what we get here. Let's see what we get here. All right, let's see. This is a summary from that website. Quran 476. Yeah, some American writers have published articles on what basis we are fighting. These articles have generated a number of responses, some of which adhere to the truth and were based on Islamic law. Others were not. Here we wanted to outline the actual truth. It's an explanation and warning, hoping for Allah's reward, seeking success. While seeking Allah's help, we form our reply based on two questions directed at the Americans. Question 1, why are we fighting and opposing you? The British handed over Palestine with your help and your support to the Jews, who have occupied it for more than 50 years. Years of overflowing with oppression, tyranny, crimes, killing, expulsion, destruction, devastation. The creation and continuation of Israel is one of the greatest crimes, and you are the leaders of its criminals. How is the creation and continuation of Israel actually a crime? It's not. What happens is that so Great Britain goes over there after defeating the Ottoman Empire, under which it was an imperial land, taken through conquest, imperial land. The Great Britain takes that land and rules over it and divides it into different countries. And in that place, Great Britain decides to create one state where Jews can live together with the Arabs. Very stupid plan. It doesn't work because the Arabs oppose to it. So Britain decides to partition that too into a Jewish state and an Arab state. But people were mostly brought there and given public land that nobody owned before, and land which they themselves with their own money bought from those local landowners, the Arabs. Nothing was forcibly taken. A very small minority prior to 1947 was if land was lost by some Arab landowners, it was given under different circumstances to the Jews, and in that case, they didn't necessarily directly buy it; they were given that land, but that was only a minority. So mostly people were brought over and given public land and bought land, and in that land, they then wanted to establish a Jewish state where they can all live together and tolerate each other. Is that a crime? Is that one of the greatest crimes? Is that really one of the greatest crimes? What changed, however, is that the Arab population didn't want that, so they started fighting, rebelling, resisting, kicking out populations, and so on. And the Jews started responding to that by creating militant organizations and responded to terror with terror, and so on. 1947, a partition plan was made. The Arabs said, no, we don't want this, stood up in rebellion and started fighting. Then they declared war on Israel after Israel declared independence in 1948. And Israel then defeated them and took more of the land and created Israel. How is this a crime? If that is a crime, then what in the world do you say to 1,400 years of conquest through which that land was taken by the Muslims and the demographics were changed dramatically? What do you want to call that then? Do you want to call that the greatest atrocity in human history? I don't know. This is so ridiculous. And of course, there is no need to explain and prove the degree of American support for Israel. Alhamdulillah. The creation of Israel is a crime which must be erased. You have to be, okay, you were erased already. So each and every person whose hands have become polluted in the contribution toward this crime must pay its price and pay for it heavily. Yeah. Try harder. It brings us both laughter and tears that you see that you have not tired of repeating your fabricated lies, that the Jews have a historical right to Palestine, as it was promised to them in the Torah. The people of Palestine are pure Arabs and original Semites. This is very interesting because when you say to people that the Palestinian Arabs are just Arabs, they are not natives of the land, people will say, no, no, no. They are natives. They are not Arabs. They're native people who were there forever. They are Canaanites and stuff like that, which is nonsense. But here, Osama bin Laden, whose letter apparently is blowing people's minds, is saying that they are pure Arabs. It is the Muslims who are the inheritors of Moses and the inheritors of the real Torah that has not been changed. And of course, here it goes into the Islamic way of thinking about previous scripture. And here is the entire problem. Osama bin Laden is basically saying, the land doesn't belong to you because your religion is wrong. It belongs to us because our religion is true. Great. Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm sure that will convince the world that this is actually, that the land actually belongs to the Palestinian Muslims. Problem solved. Wow. Fantastic. That's great. Great. Muslims believe in all of the prophets, including Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad, peace be upon him, and so on. Well, Ahmadi Muslims also believe in all the prophets, including Muhammad. So you should probably give all of your leadership to the Ahmadis. Definitely. This is just so much garbage. When the Muslims conquered Palestine and drove out the Romans, Palestine and Jerusalem returned to Islam, the religion of all the prophets, peace be upon them. Therefore, the call to historical right to Palestine cannot be erased against the Islamic Ummah that believes in all the prophets, all of them, all of them. You know, there are offshoots and different religions after Islam that also believe in all of them, including Muhammad. So I guess they are true. They have the right. Like the Baha'i faith, don't Druze also acknowledge Muhammad? I don't know. Different religions that came after Islam actually acknowledge all of the prophets, including Muhammad. So they are right by this logic. The blood pouring out of Palestine must be equally revenged. You attacked us in Somalia, Kashmir. This is so stupid. I don't want to read this whole dumb thing. Under your supervision, consent, and orders, the government of our countries which act as your agents attack us on a daily basis. These governments prevent our people from establishing the Islamic Sharia, using violence and lies to do so. I'm pretty sure that lots of people in the Islamic world don't really want to establish Sharia, although they say it, they don't really want it, which is why under democracy, when they are given the chance, they often don't establish Islamic laws and Islamic sentiments. These governments steal our ummah's wealth and sell them to you at a paltry price. These governments have surrendered to the Jews and handed them most of Palestine, acknowledging the existence of the state over the dismembered limbs of their own people. The removal of these governments is an obligation to us and a necessary step to free the Ummah. So, one of the main problems with this whole letter, and one of the main reasons why this letter is not really considered authentic by many people, is that it repeatedly and excessively talks about the Israel-Palestine conflict, which is not something that Osama bin Laden mentioned very much. And let's see, letter to America, authentic or not? I read some articles on that quite a while ago. Let's just look at Wikipedia, I guess. I don't know. Can't find any of the articles now. Letter to America is a manifesto written in 2002 that is claimed to have been authored by Osama bin Laden. Claimed to have been. Originally published on a Saudi Arabian website, previously used for dissemination by Al-Qaeda, the letter's English translation was spread onto websites by British Islamic extremists. In November 2002, British newspaper The Observer published a translated letter. It explains his motive for the September 11 attacks. The veracity of the letter is in doubt, as the letter focuses on topics bin Laden had never previously discussed, such as AIDS and incest. Wait a minute, that is also part of that thing. Why didn't I get that part? Let's see, AIDS. Let's find AIDS here. You are a nation that exploits women like consumer products or advertising tools, calling upon customers to purchase them. I'll get to it in a second. You use women to serve passengers, visitors, and strangers to increase your profit margins. You then rant that you support the liberation of women. You know what? There is one thing here, which is that maybe under the deranged ideas presented by these lunatics, you can find some valid criticism here. And one valid criticism is actually one that arises within Western society nowadays quite a lot. And that is that there is an element of sexism in culture, right? And this is actually one of the points that the more modern strains of feminism, brought up over and over again, that women are being objectified and used and all of that, and that they should be given agency over what they do, how they want to depict themselves in the pop culture and so on. But why in the world would Islamists use this argument? Because to the Islamists, the issue is women shouldn't be out there in public. They shouldn't be presented to people in public. They should be put away and hid inside homes and covered up with these, put in tents and covered up in our blankets, in black sheets. They should only be available to the men who own them, who possess them. They should never be given freedom. That's what this article should actually be saying. The article should be saying, in the West, you exploit women by freeing them and letting them become part of your society and giving them agency, when in reality, women are objects. I should own the women. Women shouldn't be free. Women shouldn't be walking out there. Not everybody should look at women. Only I should be able to look at my 4 wives and the numerous sex slaves that I take. That's what this article should be saying. Yeah, very dishonest. Very, very bad. You are a nation that practices the trade of sex in all its forms, directly and indirectly. Very ironic, again, coming from the guys who take sex slaves, whose profit engaged in allowing his followers to rent women and have sex with them and then divorce them again afterwards, which is called muta, which was, according to some sources, abolished later and condemned. According to others, it wasn't. Giant corporations and establishments are established on this under the name of art, entertainment, tourism, and freedom, and other deceptive names you attribute to it. This is like, you are doing all of this wrong, but I don't have a better option. And because of all this, you have been described in history as a nation that spreads diseases that were unknown to men in the past. Really? They were described as that? Huh. I've never heard of that before. Go ahead and boast to the nations of men that you brought them AIDS as a satanic American invention. America gave people AIDS, and this is the problem here. This is why this is happening. Unfortunately, so this is, of course, this blew my mind. This makes me think, oh my gosh, oh my god, guys, oh my god. I just read the letter of Osama bin Laden, letter to America. Guys, please stop whatever you're doing, guys, and read this letter. It just really changed my mind, guys. Like, my mind has been blown right now, guys.
The same. I will never. Please read it, and if you have read it, let me know if you are also going through an existential crisis.
Oh my god, guys, I'm like I just read it. Like, I literally am going through an existential crisis right now. Like, literally, oh my god, like, literally, I read this and literally I'm going through a literal existential crisis. Like, literally right now, I'm shaking. I'm shaking.
Why stuttering?
Yeah, okay. So AIDS as a satanic American invention. It's funny because AIDS actually, I think the current most valid outlook on it is that it was that it came from the African continent to America and was spread there under different circumstances. So it wasn't actually brought from America. It's very very widespread in certain African countries, unfortunately, and all that. But yeah, no, it was probably an American invention. I said satanic American invention. Excuse me. Always have to remember, including Satan here, to poison the world and spread diseases. And yeah, so this is what America does. America spreads diseases. They don't do anything else. No contribution to the world except AIDS. Meanwhile, Islamic society, creates all the wonderful things of our time. Like, I don't know, computers, science, Nobel Prizes, medicine. Muslims cured AIDS. I don't know. All of these things. You see all the great companies, Intel, Microsoft, Apple, they're all Muslims. Your law is the law of the rich and wealthy people who hold sway in their political parties and fund their election campaigns with their gifts. Behind them stand the Jews. Okay, now here's the thing. Some idiots on TikTok come here and say, guys, I just read this letter and my mind is blown, and it turns out I'm saying Obama again. It turns out Osama bin Laden was right. Okay, it says here, behind them stand the Jews. It repeatedly references the Jews as these villains. Let's see. It says Jews 10 times. To the Jews, these governments have surrendered to the Jews. The security of the Jews to ensure the continuity of your pillage. You have supported the Jews. Shamelessly helping the Jews fight against us. All the crimes committed by the Americans and the Jews. The Jews have taken control of your economy. Behind them stand the Jews who control your policies, media, and economy. Supporting the Jews because this will result in more disasters for you. So these people here sit down and tell us that they actually read the letter and they're like, oh my God, guys, like this is like so right, guys. And the letter repeatedly goes through one of the most popular conspiracy theories of our time, which never dies, never gets old, which is the Jews are evil. The Jews are basically the great Satan. The Jews are behind everything. The Jews are controlling our politics, our economies. The Jews are doing this and this and that. The Jews are responsible for all the suffering in our lives. The Jews are doing everything to mess with our world. It's all the Jews. That's basically what this is. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if these TikTok idiots also went to Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler and said, oh my God, guys, oh my God, like, stop everything you're doing right now and go and read Mein Kampf. Like, I'm ashamed to say that I didn't even know Mein Kampf existed. I didn't even know that such a thing was a thing. I didn't even know that Hitler existed, guys, like literally. And I'm sure most of you also didn't know, guys, like, who is even Hitler? Like, what is even World War? And like, I just sat down and I read like this book, Mein Kampf, and guys, my mind is blown. I will never look at the world the same again, guys. Like, literally, my mind is like literally blown right now. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with, man.
Has changed.
God.
Please read that entire letter.
I need everyone to stop what they're doing right now and go read. It's literally 2 pages.
Mein Kampf. Literally.
Go read A Letter to America. And please come back here and just let me know what you think, because I feel like I'm going through like an existential crisis right now. And a lot of people are. So I just need someone else to be feeling this too.
See, I don't want to be insulting and condescending and all that, but
how about no?
I need you to stop what you're doing and go read A Letter to America. It is literally the craziest thing I've read in a while. And while I can't say that I'm that surprised, I am pretty shocked. So go.
What the hell does that even mean? Shocked is a different word for surprised in this context. So what the hell does it even mean? That doesn't even make sense. Sorry for being stuck on that right now. But I can't say that I'm surprised, but I'm really shocked.
And while I can't say that I'm that surprised, I am pretty shocked.
I can't say that I'm that surprised. I'm pretty shocked. That doesn't even make any sense. But yeah, whatever. What am I even expecting here?
So go read it and tell me what you think, because I really also need to talk to other people about this. And actually,
please do. Please talk to other people about this. Go on TV, go on some square and say, oh my God, guys, like, listen, I just paid money to arrange this event here to speak in public, guys. But I just literally, I'm not surprised at all, but I'm shocked. And I read this letter and my mind is like blown.
Before you even read the letter, I did want to mention, in reading the letter, I could only think of this tweet that I saw the other day.
Well, let's see what this deep tweet says. I'm having dinner said, under settler colonialism, any kind of resistance is branded as terrorist because the only acceptable violence is violence by the occupier. This is what somebody says who doesn't know anything at all about. I don't want to say this conflict. Who doesn't know anything about conflicts? Who doesn't know anything about anything? Who doesn't know anything? Okay.
Under settler colonialism, any kind of resistance is branded as terrorist because the only acceptable violence is violence by the occupier.
Wow. So this is fucking insane. I just read Osama bin Laden's letter to America, which
Yes, that is insane. That is actually insane. Yes.
Will be going through right here, but it's actually so mind-fucking to me that terrorism has been sold as this idea to the American people, and honestly just so many Western inhabitants within certain nations, that this group of people, this random group of people, just suddenly wakes up one day and just fucking hates you, just wants you dead, wants you gone, and this is all because they believe that they're better than us. Like, that is the—
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This group of people, this me.
So She finds it so mind-blowing that terrorism has been sold to Americans, as this thing where people just wake up one morning and go crazy because they hate you and all that.
That terrorism has been sold as this idea to the American people, and honestly, just so many Western inhabitants within certain nations, that this group of people, this random group of people, just suddenly wakes up one day and just fucking hates you, just wants you dead, wants.
I'm sorry, but if you thought that for your life, for your whole life, that terrorism is just this group of people who wakes up randomly and they just hate you for no reason, and then they just attack you, then you might be stupid. But this is certainly not what people were told and sold. This is not what people teach. This is not what you learn in school. This is not what actual genuine authorities on the matter have taught to people. This is not what anti-terrorism organizations or anything says. This this is what you might believe if you're stupid and you don't know anything about anything at all. This is what you might think. You might think, oh my God, terrorism? Like, they just hate us for no reason. They got up they woke up one morning and they decided to hate us and to kill us all. No reason at all, just psychopaths. This is ridiculously stupid. This is stupid. This is beyond stupid. This is the dumbest thing that you can run with if you want to talk about how you have just changed your mind. This is not how terrorism was presented. We all know, people have known forever, that there are supposed reasons or justifications behind the terrorism. And that they do this terrorism for different reasons, because they believe that America is, causing a certain injustice against them. Or they have some ideologies that drive them toward targeting America, for example, because America is at conflict with their ideals, and so on. This is so stupid. I don't even... Oh, God.
You gone, and this is all because they believe that they're better than us. Like, that is the root of terrorism. It doesn't make sense. They just hate your fucking nation. But reading this letter,
you are stupid. I'm sorry, but you are retarded. You're ignorant if that's just what you thought. God, this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. People who didn't have any idea about anything before go online and say they read this article, Letter to America, and I'm assuming that they probably didn't even read the whole thing. When they say, oh my God, I just read it, they probably read like the opening, like read the first few words. And then they're like, oh my God, my whole worldview just changed because I just realized that everything I thought when I didn't know anything at all was wrong. Yeah, this BVB said, OMG, I'm literally dumb. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It becomes apparent to me that the actions of 9/11 and those acts committed against the USA and its people were all just the buildup of our government failing other nations.
I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. If Osama bin Laden supposedly writes something and says, I guess in this woman's mind, Osama bin Laden says, I'm literally attacking America right now because America like literally failed us. And she's then, oh, I see. So America failed these nations. That's why they're attacking. Okay, see, that makes sense. Well, you should maybe do the same conclusion with, well, okay, Hitler didn't one day wake up and decide to hate the Jews and massacre them and, devise a final solution to exterminate all the Jews in the world. No, he had a reason. Wow, he had a reason. See, in his book, he actually explains that he has a reason. Oh my God, guys, like, did you know this? Did you know that he actually had a justification for it? He didn't just wake up one morning and decide to gas the Jews. Oh my God, guys, like, what the hell? Like, my mind is blown right now. Or again, another example, Christchurch massacre. The guy wrote a large manifesto and his reasoning was so what was like the Western nations have failed in protecting their own populations from this cancer, and this cancer is taking over. They're trying to replace the white race, and the white race shall this and that. Therefore, I'm doing this. Therefore, I'm killing a bunch of civilians. So should you now read that manifesto and say, oh my God, guys, I didn't know. He didn't just decide to one day randomly shoot people. He had a reason. Wow. Stupid. 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 Music can be played on TikTok quite often without any issues, but here it will probably be copyrighted. So this one says, me when I got the news in 2011 that we got him. So yeah, she's basically depicting herself being happy about something she doesn't understand. And then in 2023, she's reading his letter to America knowing he was right. Right. Osama bin Laden was right. That's what she says. I'm serious. I'm not going to be surprised if soon we will see a new trend on TikTok that is Hitler was right. Hitler did nothing wrong. And it will come from those people who always accused the right of being the Nazis, the neo-Nazis, the Hitler fans, the fascists. It is suddenly these progressive types who come out and hate the Jews, agree with Osama bin Laden, and maybe soon say Hitler was right. Imbeciles. Imbeciles. Imbeciles.
These situations, and this letter was insanely eye-opening. I really urge everybody to Google and read it, because I thought that I had quite a lot of media
Is she actually tearing up? Is she actually about to cry because of this letter, you stupid fucking idiot?
literacy, but this takes it to a whole nother fucking level where I was just like, holy shit, like propaganda is genuinely so deeply embedded into our fucking DNA.
Read a letter to America.
Yeah. First off, that's not really how it works, but yeah, OMG. Propaganda is like so bad. Like propaganda guys, like everybody like was like sucked in by the propaganda guys, but I just read this letter propaganda and like, oh my God, I'm so convinced.
You're probably waking up. You probably have a lot of questions. Welcome to the club. But
3 movies to watch after you've read A Letter to America.
We don't have a lot of time to sit and talk about everything because there's still so many puzzle pieces that we just do not know about.
Oh, not going to tell us? Oh.
Go read A Letter to America. Like seriously, go read it. Type A Letter to America in Google or whatever you use, then come right back.
Go read Mein Kampf, guys. Oh my God.
Because this makes a lot more sense. It explains so much. And I guarantee you it's going to blow your mind. And let's talk about it. My voice.
This one says again, he was right. God. Really? Let's parody this and do, oh my God, guys, I just read Mein Kampf. Did you know that he actually had a reason? Did you know that he actually was right? I wonder who these people are. I can't see watermarks on here. TikTok watermarks, but who are these people? I really want to find who the hell these people are. Does anybody know any of these idiots here that are these useful idiots that we have seen here? Who is this one? Who is the one with those needles in her face? Who is this one? I really wonder who these people are, and I want to check their because language AP. There are Christians here. I know, but you know, I also have a limit. So, letter 2. Let's see if I search for letter 2 on TikTok. Let's see what I find here. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. What the hell? Now we have Mia Khalifa today, 5 hours ago, chiming in. And wait. This is too much, man. Gen Z, I'm so desperate for the truth. I could read Osama bin Laden's letter to America.
I'm so hungry I could eat at Arby's. Oh my gosh. You're hungry, really?
Okay, he doesn't deserve sympathy, but The Guardian removing the open letter after 20 years because Generation Z found it should tell you everything you need to know about the media. Are you kidding me? This idiot is actually trying to, support the stupid trend and justify it, and then blame the media for taking down The Guardian, for taking down the article because it is being misused right now, and being used for really hateful, really messed up, really disinformational purposes. Really, you want to chime in here and actually support that too, you idiot? People in the Islamic world, they hate this woman. She would be killed if she walked outside in public in much of the Muslim world. If she went to Afghanistan, she wouldn't make it for longer than a few minutes. She would be killed. She is a former porn star and current online model who is also modeling on OnlyFans, giving sexy poses and all of that, and selling that. And she is here also jumping into this, also after pretending for years to be this this progressive voice who is all about, standing up to bigotry and hate and all of that. And oh God, people are insane. This is so ridiculous. What an idiot. What an absolute idiot.
Why is Osama bin Laden's letter to America going viral? Because traditional media will seize on literally any opportunity to try and prove that TikTok is dangerous, radicalizing young people, and needs to be shut down. No one cared about TikTok until...
My God. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
This isn't concerned to Ben Latte's recent letter.
Oh, this has nothing to do with the issue. Oh, it's okay. It's a mockery, I guess. This is ridiculous, man. Okay. Not going to play the music here. Anyway, people are crazy. People are insane. People are stupid. People are mentally challenged, and that's what we're dealing with. That is what we're dealing with. So, TikTok is one day about dancing. Then it's about Free Palestine and Hamas. Then again, it's about dancing and making prank videos and music. And then it's about Osama bin Laden was right.
Do every week, it's time.
And tomorrow it will be about dancing. And then the next date will be about Hitler was right. So let's see.
To speak to the author of international bestsellers, including The War on the West, The Strange Death of Europe, and The Madness of Crowds. Douglas Murray, let's start with the...
Rita is, she is she does very solid reporting on Twitter as well. Follow her.
Yeah, and stupidity that we see among the modern left, and they've reached a new low.
Despite her Australian accent, it's just,
Again, have a look at this TikTok trend featuring thousands of what seem to be educated...
I can't wait to hear Douglas Murray's response.
...Americans talking about reading Osama bin Laden's letter to America, where he explains why he attacked the US. These TikTokers say this letter opened their eyes and made them reevaluate how they see the world.
He's already
Bin
grinning.
Laden's letter to America explaining why he attacked Americans. This has left me very disillusioned.
Maybe these people should put it in a more precise way. Like, oh my God, guys, I just read Osama bin Laden's letter, which he wrote about why he killed 3,000 Americans. And oh my God, guys, he was actually right. Just change the words a little bit to make it more precise and then see how you sound.
And I feel the same exact way I felt when I was deconstructing Christianity.
I will never look at life the same. I will never look at this country the same. I will never. Please read it.
Please, guys.
Douglas, we're in deep trouble, aren't we?
I think we are. The parents of these kids or young people have completely failed. They've completely failed to educate their children in any way whatsoever. Their children have become these empty-headed, empty vessels into which any ignorance, it seems, can pour. I'm amazed by this, and there aren't many things I feel like I can still be amazed by, Rita. But I'm amazed by this, not least because Osama bin Laden's letter to America, his pre-9/11 rantings, you would have thought might have been slightly cast into a negative light by 9/11, for instance, and treated at least with the sort of amount of skepticism that you might apply to, say, a school shooter's manifesto. Not that any school shooter appalling as...
I mean, I made the comparison earlier, but Christchurch shooting here. I mean, just bring this up. It's very relevant to the topic. It's a guy doing something for political purposes, attacking a mosque and killing a bunch of Muslims, and then giving his justifications for it. Here, Christchurch mosque shootings happened when? When was this? It was in 2019. That was quite a while ago, wasn't it? Were committed by Brent and Tarrant, who entered both mosques during Friday prayer, firstly at Al-Nur Mosque and later at the Linwood Islamic Center. Tarrant was arrested after his vehicle was rammed by a police unit and so on. He pleaded guilty to 51 murders, 40 attempted murders, and engaging in a terrorist act. He live-streamed his shooting on Facebook. And the attack was linked to an increase in white supremacy and alt-right extremism globally, observed since about 2015. Politicians and world leaders condemned it, and Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern described it as one of Zealand's darkest days. So, but if you, I don't know if Wikipedia has his reasoning here. Legal proceedings, aftermath reactions, legacy, preparation, weaponry, manifesto here. Tarrant claims to be the author of a 74-page manifesto titled The Great Replacement, a reference to the Great Replacement and white genocide conspiracy theories. It said that the attacks were planned 2 years prior. Email containing this and that. Several anti-immigrant sentiments are expressed, including hate speech against migrants, white supremacist rhetoric, calls for all non-European immigrants in Europe, whom he called to be invading his land, to be removed. So basically same energy, like same attitude. This guy was, he went into these two mosques and started shooting at random people and gunning them down on camera, live streaming that in the most brutal ways, shooting them down, shooting people who are on the ground to make sure they are killed, killing as many people as possible in order to send a message. According to his own admission, not even because he hates Muslims. Like, you could also add that in to parody this. You could say, oh, look, he even says that he doesn't hate Muslims. On the contrary, he loves Muslims. Yeah. I'm just using this right now. I know worst source. First of all, Wikipedia is not a bad source at all, right? Stop it. It might be a bad source if you like going to sources like, I don't know, Zero Hedge or something like that. But I actually read the manifesto from beginning to end twice in 2019. I know exactly what it's talking about, and this breaks it down quite well, I would say. But yeah, so you could even use that comparison. You could say he even says he doesn't hate Muslims. He's just doing this to make a point, like literally. And you could then praise him and say, you see, he was actually right, guys. You could say that. This is basically what it sounds like when you praise Osama bin Laden and say, guys, he actually had a point when he killed all of these civilians. Stupid. This is so dumb. Yeah.
As they are, has ever come close to what Osama bin Laden managed to do in his benighted career. But secondly, the thing that's amazing about it is, of course, is that these kids seem to be kids. Actually, some of them adults. Seem to
They are adults. Most of them are adults. It's not even kids. Like, it's not 12-year-olds. It's not 13, 15, 16-year-olds. These are adults who are young adults on TikTok posting this nonsense, this crap.
Have their whole lives sort of turned upside down by something which I suspect most of which they have.
Thank you, Erikin. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Arabic Translated Meme said, we ex-Muslims should have our struggle to get Mecca back, a beacon of liberal and coexistence. From the Gulf to the Red Sea, pagan Mecca will be free. Yeah, we should do that. Totally. It's justified. Mecca is the greatest crime in history, and we should fight and take it back. Black Milk said, Western culture has allowed itself to be criticized while other cultures have not. We have kids who grew up here thinking other cultures are flawless. And yeah, I know, but the thing is, it's good that in the West we have the whole idea of looking at our own flaws, being critical, acknowledging mistakes, and all of that. That is good. I experienced both cultures. I experienced Germany and America and Turkey, and there is a huge difference. In Germany, as I was growing up in school, I learned all the time to admit that I was wrong, to look into our history and be critical of our own history, to improve, to look forward, and not be just 100% proud no matter what. Then in Turkey and in general in that world, it is the opposite. It is like, we have never done anything wrong. We are always right. The others are always wrong. And it's just that the contrast in the outcome is that in one culture, you raise rational people. And yeah, I know that this whole TikTok trend is now really undermining that point. But in general, you have you raise people who can think more critically, whereas in that world, you raise people who don't question very much, who don't think very much. So I guess there is one thing to be pointed out here. Yes, you have these idiots who on TikTok say, "Oh my God, guys, I just read this letter and like Osama bin Laden was like right," but this is a very dumb part of an overall intelligent population. I would say that if you go to the Muslim world, into some of these countries, the dumb parts of those populations are not remotely as smart as the dumb parts of the Western populations, if that makes sense.
Had absolutely no understanding of. One of Osama bin Laden's chief criticisms of America before 9/11 was its involvement in East Timor. I would love to see if any of these young people in question know even what I'm talking about when I say the words East Timor.
East Timor is down there among the islands in Southeast Asia, among Indonesia, where I believe the conflict was about Australia having control over it and that land being separated. I'm not entirely sure what the history of it is.
I once did a discussion about Osama bin Laden on the BBC with a left-wing editor, and I said East Timor in regards to Osama bin Laden, and in the break, I saw her Googling East Timor on her phone. And the staggering idiocy of these people is just legion. But yes, there's always another circle.
That's pretty ridiculous. Okay.
No, isn't there?
Now, you've been in Gaza. Indeed, you went through the same part of the fence that the Hamas terrorists broke through on that morning on October 7. Tell me what you saw in Gaza, the scale.
Well, you can Google, Kenny. I mean, it's not like the average person is supposed to know what East Timor is all about. I guess I only know what East Timor is because of my obsession with geography and history a little bit. But I actually don't know very much about the conflict of the region and the land. I don't know very much about the conflict on how Osama bin Laden was involved or what exactly happened there with Australia. I'm not even sure if I'm right about Australia being part of the conflict. Right? I don't even know. I just know that there was a conflict in that place. But he is supposedly on a show discussing with somebody who is supposed to be an authority in the subject, and that person never heard of East Timor before, it seems. So that's funny.
Of the suffering there, and what do you think is going to come next?
Yes, you're right. This week, having to go to Gaza through the route, as you mentioned, that Hamas terrorists poured on October the 7th. On the way in, we saw a very small number of journalists were allowed in. We were shown, among other things, a new tunnel, one of the Hamas terror tunnels that the IDF had discovered. They blew it up in front of us. As part of this huge underground network. Of course, we've said before, but it bears repeating that Hamas, could have made Gaza into the Singapore on the sea.
That's it. I thought.
And they made it into this sort of.
That's it. He just basically said people are stupid, and that's his commentary on Osama bin Laden. That's good. I agree.
So I just read A Letter to America, and I will never look at life the same. I will never look at this country the same.
I just read a letter to my grandma, and wow, my mind is like blown. Noam MKW said, finally managed to catch a live stream as an atheist Israeli. I really appreciate what you're doing. Very important stuff. Thank you. Glad to have you here. Stanke said, yo, Apostate Prophet. Shame on you. New Outward poll on Palestinians, 75% support 10-7, 76% like Hamas, 98% dislike US, and 64% Iran, 74% for one state solution, West Bank are more radical than Gaza. I saw somebody briefly post about it earlier. I saw somebody post about the contrast of here, let's have this here. What does this say? George Deek said, worth following the schism between Arab Israelis and Palestinians since October 7. 70% of Arabs in Israel identify with the country, whereas 75% of Palestinians, West Bank and Gaza, support the massacre of October 7 by Hamas. Yeah, this is, I posted about this too several days ago, but since the attack by Hamas on October 7, the Arabs in Israel, Israeli Arabs, have expressed unprecedented support for Israel and said that they identify with Israel and feel part of it. So this is good news. And it also shows that what Hamas did was a very big mistake on this front. Israeli Arabs are now feel closer to Israel than they did before after this attack. There is now a stronger divide between Israeli Arabs and the Palestinian Arabs, because the Israeli Arabs were attacked as well. There were lots of Arabs in Israel who were killed by Hamas. There was I shared it several days ago. There was a video of a man whose wife was wearing a hijab, and they were in traffic, and a Hamas terrorist came and he shot at his wife, or at both of them, and his wife was killed. And the Hamas terrorist most likely saw that they are Muslims, that they are Arabs, but the Hamas terrorist didn't care, because to Hamas, all this is an attack against the Jewish state of Israel, and everyone who is there as a civilian is a target. Doesn't matter who it is. And people see that now. So that's good. Oh, here we have it.
أنا حمد أبو عرار من عرعر النقب، متزوج، أب ل9 أطفال.
الله يخليهم.
اللي صار معنا إنه في يوم السبت اللي هو كان 7 أكتوبر، زوجتي طبيعة الحال كل يوم ما يقارب بتوصلني للعمل وبترجع للبيت. وقفنا في التي.
On that day, we stopped at the T intersection, and as soon as we stopped, a few seconds
مجرد ما
later,
وقفنا يعني قصة أنيان ثواني يعني، إلا ما وصلت فنويم.
some motorcycles appeared.
أفنوع يعني
فنوع اثنين ولابسين عدة الجيش.
They were wearing military uniforms.
إلا واحد بالسوق الفنوع والثاني رش علينا طخ.
One was driving and the other started shooting at us.
لابسين يعني
هواي
جيش.
فإلا والثاني بطخ علينا والثالث بطخ علينا. إلا تبرر لي فيما بعد إنهم هم الثمانية.
We realized there were 8 of them shooting at us. Yeah, this is corroborates with some of the camera footage that we have seen of Hamas going through the streets, riding through the streets and shooting at civilians into cars, pulling some of them over and taking them hostage, or just, I don't know, asking questions and beating them or killing them. And many of them were actually dressed up as had fake IDF looking uniforms on that were fake if you look at it closer, but they give the impression that they are IDF and then start shooting.
كانت أمن فنيم اللي هو اتضح إنه في السرطون اللي هم الثمانية طبوا فينا طخ. كمية الرصاص اللي أعطونا إياها كفيلة تنزل أكثر من 100 نفر. فطخونا وراحوا مشيخوا هلا بطريقهم يدوروا غيرنا. الحين زوجتي على إيدنا مسحها.
They shot at them and then they continued moving on.
عدلت زوجتي هيك، فأنا مباشرة قلت لها الله يسامحكي.
The first thing he said was, "May Allah forgive you." He was holding his wife to protect her.
رسول الله نطقت الشهادة 4 مرات.
The first thing I said was, "May Allah forgive you." He did the shahada to reaffirm his faith in Islam, which you're supposed to do before you die or in case you die.
لا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. نطقت الشهادة 4 مرات والخامسة استشهد.
Oh God. Okay. I didn't get that right. So he was aware. So his wife was shot, and he started praying and doing the shahada 4 times. And the 5th time he repeated it, she had already died in his arms.
الحين لفيت لابني.
كان قاعد وراي.
كان معي ابني 8 شهور ونص.
8 شهور.
اسمع.
A little baby, 8 months old.
اسمع هو اللي بطخ.
God, this. Yeah. Anyone who would shoot a woman wearing a hijab, a traditional Islamic head covering.
مرة محجبة من مسافة 3 متر، مش شايفها إنها عربية؟ إذا شفت صورة مرتي؟
Can't they tell she is Arab from 3 meters distance? You saw the pictures of my wife with her wearing the hijab.
كيف محجبة؟ الأول طخ والثاني طخ والثالث طخ والرابع طخ لحد الثامن كان يطخ. بنادم قاعد بنادم روتسيح قاعد بكتب في الناس.
So it's not just one person, it's multiple people. They shot at his wife. Wait a minute, what? 8 weeks. Did I just misread that? My son was with me 8 months and 2 weeks old, it says. Okay.
قاعد بني ادم روتسيه قاعد بكتل في الناس اشكره ولا مدشر عربي ولا مسلمه ولا مسلم ولا يهودي ولا فرنجي ولا سكناجي ولا كل دبر زاز مرسيك بعد شي ساعه.
See, this is the impression they get. This is the impression the Arabs in Israel also got. They just started shooting inside a car, and they don't care if the person in there is Jewish, Arab, Muslim, non-Muslim. They just shoot. They're terrorists. They're murderers on their path of, destroying the Jewish state. They even attack those who are supposedly of them. This is what the Israeli Arabs are now seeing, which is why there has been a huge, dramatic shift toward identifying more as Israeli and feeling part of the Israeli nation. Lots of Arabs in Israel have volunteered, condemned the attacks. Many of them have died. Many of them have surged in rescue efforts and so on. So the Hamas attack was a huge mistake here.
بيمرق تاكسي في 2 عرب شباب تسايرين متزاويين في الشجره هيك التاكسي ما اسفل بس انا سامع السخال متنهله بينهم وبين تين حماس سامعها بلورا يعني
حكوا معهم يعني
وقفوا.
When Arabs came, they said, we are Arabs just like you.
حكوا لهم احنا عرب والله عرب مثلكم احنا عرب فقام رسكوتهم ومشيخوا.
But they shot them anyway and continued on. Okay, yeah. So Arabs come, stop, and tell and say to the terrorists, we are Arabs, we are Arabs, we are Arabs. And they don't care. They just shoot the Arabs and move on. And then you expect the Arabs in Israel to actually sympathize with the Palestinian cause, with the terrorist cause, and be against Israel. This just pushed the Arabs in Israel to identify further with Israel. This just caused more unity among Israelis of all different backgrounds. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to read a few super chats here, and then let's see. Maybe these fools need a visit by SEAL Team 6. No. Joshua Wooden said, AP, add to your soundboard a lot of what Mojab said to Rabbi Shmuley. A lot of gold on Piers Morgan. The Bin Laden fans also would like Mein Kampf. They would. We're going to watch the debate between Mohammed Hijab and the rabbi tomorrow night on this channel. We will review it with David Wood live. I deliberately didn't want to watch the whole thing before going live because I don't want to see the whole thing. I want to be a little bit surprised. I don't want to see it all. I usually watch everything live when we react to it. But I watched a few parts of it and I skimmed through it, and it's just so weird.
Let me be clear. No. Sexual lubricants? How embarrassing.
This is the weirdest moment. What the hell?
Hero, yes, your wife's a carrot with
daughter's sex shop. Being more destroy them, you have to do that. Now you have Herzog, who is the president that you interviewed, saying that all Palestinians, they are responsible. This man is being more slippery. He's being more slippery than the lubricants that he sells in his daughter's sex shop. And that's the reality of the situation.
Did you really just say that? You seem obsessed with you.
I love the rabbi's reaction to it.
Reality of the situation.
Did you really just say that? You know, you seem obsessed with Jewish sex. It's bizarre. Yesterday, you actually spoke about Ben Shapiro's wife.
Yes,
you
I did.
actually you said
Yes,
to
I
Ben
did.
Shapiro,
Yes, I
your
did.
wife's a carrot. Well, you're more
He's proud. He's like, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
of a man. Is that what you're trying to
Yes,
say?
I did.
Then you said that Jews have BDSM. You're speaking about sexual lubricants while people are dying. You know, Muhammad, get your head out of the Jewish bedroom. It's really bizarre.
Can we get it? Can we get it?
Let me be
Anyway.
clear.
No.
Sexual lubricants? How embarrassing.
You sell dildos, don't you?
Listen,
Can we get it back?
sell dildos, don't you?
Can we get it back to the
sell
topic?
dildos.
You speak about 5-year-old girls being
No, I
ready
don't.
for sex.
Come on,
Like,
that's a
listen,
lie.
let's go back. Let's go
You're
back to
no liar.
the
You're no
Let me-
liar.
Imagine, this is so ridiculous. This guy is invited to have a proper debate on a very serious war that is going on right now. The Hamas-Israel war, where people are dying, where thousands of people have died. And this guy, what he does out of that is just to make stupid jokes and attack his opponent about sex and dildos and vibrators and lubricants. Great job, man.
Let's go back to
Let me
the
ask
issue.
you a question.
Let's go back to the issue.
Let me ask a question.
Why are you shaking? I've got a
Mohammed,
vibrator in your pocket.
Come on, this is serious.
I think he's got one of his daughter's
Mohammed,
vibrators in his
come on,
pocket.
leave it, please.
You are just humiliating
We're going
yourself.
to cut.
What in the world? This is, I mean, I heard a lot of really weird stuff from Muhammad Hijab, but what the hell is that? Are you kidding me? He actually says, I think he's got one of his daughter's vibrators in his pocket.
Let's go back to the issue.
Let me ask a question.
Why are you shaking? I've got a
Mohammed,
vibrator in your pocket.
come on, it's a serious debate.
I think he's got one of his daughter's
Mohammed,
vibrators in his
come on,
pocket.
leave it, please.
You are
This is the guy who is representing the Muslim side here and not doing a great job, except entertaining all of us. To be honest, I'm entertained. I mean, this makes me want to watch Muhammad Hijab because he's entertaining. But if you want to come to Muhammad Hijab for facts, for truth, for making a point and proving your side right, then yeah, you're probably betting on the wrong guy. But by all means, I think Muhammad Hijab should have more appearances. This is good.
just
It's stupid.
humiliating
We're
yourself.
going to cut all this
Back
stuff.
to the issue.
We'll cut all this stuff out. So there's no point.
Why? Why?
No,
Leave
don't
it.
cut it out.
People
It's
should see
uncensored,
what he
uncensored.
represents.
There's no
It is
point
uncensored.
abusing each other personally.
No, no,
Okay, Pierce.
I want to stick to the debate.
Let's get to the debate.
You don't want to do it? We'll end the debate.
Let's get to the debate.
But this is not the only time he made so many sexual references. But even the end of this is good. Even the end of this.
And he could have taken the path of vengeance.
He did.
Instead,
He was violent.
Instead,
What are you talking about?
he took the path of peace.
He was violent.
He took the path
Reconciliation.
What are you talking about?
When he came out of
Constructive criticism, and I will think about what you said.
And Mandela was
But I
pro-Palestine.
will tell you.
He was against
But I will-
Saddam Hussein.
but I will tell you. If you bring two people on to a debate, and you're saying that we let you
Don't
down,
give him
let down our
lessons.
audience.
Don't give him lessons.
Okay.
Don't give him
When you
lessons.
bring
He's
two
very-
Like he can't even let him talk. He can't even have. He can't even let the guy have his final word.
Successful
You didn't
man.
let me
when you
down.
bring
He's a very
two
successful
people,
man.
and you allow
I'll be quiet, man.
one to bring up
Don't give him lessons.
stuff that is so just embarrassing, like people's sex lives.
you
and
both
everything
written
else.
30 books
No, I
on
did
sex.
not. No,
You've
I did
written
not.
30 issues.
I did. No,
On sex, no?
I'm proud of my books on
Yeah?
sex, but this is a debate about
I
the Middle
don't
East.
care about your sex lives, either of you. All right.
To be really interested
That's
in
it
mine, Mohammed.
from me. Whatever you're up to.
We'll talk later.
Keep it uncensored. Good night.
Pierce. I find it amazing how he finished it. I don't care about your sex lives. Man, this is so bizarre. It is really so bizarre. This is insane. Yeah, I have to add some stuff from that. Yakov Kresberg said we were busy. Here's your shekels from the Mossad. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it always. Can you talk about the problem of slavery in Islam? I have a video called the truth about something about slavery in Islam. I addressed that there. I might refresh that kind of stuff soon. Mossad salary, thank you so much. Thank you. Say hi to my handlers, my employers at Mossad. You just become a member. Welcome to the club. Thank you so much. Cool. Aidman Kill said, is this generation like chicken for KFC? It is very much. Very much. Very, very much. But hey, I'm serious. I won't be surprised if we have, hey guys, I just read Hitler and I can't believe it. He actually had a point. I can't believe. I will not be surprised if that soon becomes a trend as well. Rose Land said, Muslim Arabs invaded North Africa 1,600 years ago and did ethnic cleansing, calling native. Yeah. Arab translated meme said, my grandparents explained when Israel was created, people pushed their Jewish Arab neighbors to leave. Go to your land. They shouted at them. Sad. Yeah. Yeah. There's this stupid revisionist, ignorant narrative nowadays among some people who say, the Palestinians, they welcomed the Jews when they fled after the Second World War. Never happened. Never happened. The Arabs in that land were not in any position to welcome the Jews. They didn't have any such rights because they didn't own the land. They were they lived on the land together with others and owned some of the land, whereas the greater land was controlled by the British because it was taken from the Ottomans, who prior to that owned the land. Anunnaki, they said, those who walk with the truth are builders of life. You keep building life, please. May you and your family be blessed and live long and prosper for walking with the truth. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's very nice. Very, very nice. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. And thank you for your support, and your contribution helps a lot. Helps a lot, really. Michelle Moffat just became a YouTube member. Welcome to the club. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having you. Glad to have you here. Yeah. Black Milk has said, Rabbi Shmuli's daughter is offering a discount at her kosher adult-themed store if you enter the code Mohijab. I swear on Muhammad's leather strap. I don't believe you. So what is actually funny is, I guess we can talk about this tomorrow, but when Muhammad Hijab talked about sex and all of that, it was because Rabbi Shmuli is, he wrote a book called Kosher Sex, where he talks about reintroducing the mutual love and pleasure and all of that in religious Jewish marriages. And based on those teachings, his daughter apparently started a kosher sex shop where she sells stuff for Jewish marriages, and of course, now you can say that's weird, that's stupid, that's crazy, that's embarrassing, that's cringe, that's whatever it is. But to bring that to a debate and only talk about that during the debate, it's just ridiculous, man. But hey, I wonder if this is actually not a joke. Black Milky, I hope you're not joking. Chippy said, I can't type my super chat on here for some reason. Can you please read my comment that is at you? It's about a documentary that would be cool for you to watch. Oh, I would have to go back very, very far to see that. Unfortunately, I sometimes keep the super chats to the very end, but yeah. If you type it again here, I will try to catch it, okay? If you're still here. All colors are entombed in black, said Farfour is a spawn of the Dark Lord Chinchin. Farfour. I'm looking for a Farfour toy. I was thinking of getting Farfour toys, plush Farfours for my kids to play with. Human Kirk said Linda Farfour approves this message. Anya B said, watch the documentary about a temporary marriage in Iraq. Very respectful of their women. Trick them into false marriage, then leave them unable to marry again. Yeah. Yep. Still ongoing. Still happening. Muta is a topic that is still fresh, not very widespread, but still found. Temporary marriage for men to please themselves with these temporary women and use them as legal, as religiously, legalized prostitutes, and then they will shame them afterwards. Ariel J. Birnbaum said, conspiracy theories, don't forget all the gargantries that the Jews are planting in poor occupied Palestine. Anyway, have some Jews here. Thank you. Lots of Muslims actually do believe that Jews are planting these gargantries right now to protect themselves. The Jews are aware that soon there will be a fight and the gargantries will protect them. This is how delusional the thinking is in the Islamic world. And I'm pretty sure Muhammad Hijab himself tweeted something about this, and tweeted in Hebrew, which he got translated from somebody, at Benjamin Netanyahu about planting gargant trees. So you know, he tries to go on these shows and present this good side, but then he also believes in these conspiracy theories, and he also believes in eventually killing all the Jews. That's Islam. Cedric said, FDLO, God at AP, preserve your brain cells. I don't know what FDLO means. FDLO. For the love of God. Okay, I see. For the love of God, preserve your brain cells. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Thank you. What did I do? Oh, because I'm looking at those TikTok videos. Yes, I know. It's very bad, but today I learned that if you have an even remotely valid political grievance, it totally justifies committing any inhuman atrocity you want. You don't even have to have valid grievances. You just need to write a letter, as it seems, in which you say, you did us wrong. That's why we are carrying out terrorist attacks against you. That's why we want to kill thousands of civilians. And then some idiots on TikTok will say, wow, guys, like literally, I just read this literally, and so, wow. Okay, Chupi, I'm seeing your comments here. I don't see, can you mention the documentary so I can just mention the title, I can look at it? I'm still following. I'll look at it. Ayatollah Khamenei, hey Ayatollah, what's up? Said these LGBT are speaking the truth. The Ayatollah will welcome them all with open arms. Pinky promise. All colors are Antonio Black said, I call this Islamic exceptionalism. Truly, truly. I mean, if you had neo-Nazis go around and say all the stuff that Osama bin Laden says, and you had and those people on TikTok saw that, they would be disgusted. They would condemn it. They would say, "Oh my God, I can't believe these white supremacist Nazis are able to spread their garbage around. Like literally, this is like I'm literally shaken right now." But then they go and quote Osama bin Laden and say Osama bin Laden was right. Maybe humans need to go extinct. I don't know. Hero in the Sun became a member. Thank you for joining. Welcome, and great to have you here. Pleasure to have you here. Gedalia, thank you, Gedalia. Retype it and I will post it. Said Gedalia. Okay, I'm looking out for it, or just send it to me. John said, thanks, AP. I'm Israeli, and even here, many people in the media say that Hamas is not real Islam. Do you know Dr. Mordecai Kadar, Israeli scholar who talks about Islam and Arabic culture? Conversation between you could be very interesting. I feel like I heard of the name. Mordecai Kadar is Israeli scholar of Arab culture and lecturer at Bar-Ilan University. Interesting. I'll have a look. I know that Israel is putting effort into not bringing Islam into the conversation because they think it might cause more division and push people away who might otherwise, be more sympathetic to the whole cause and against the terrorism. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm lately talking about this whole thing. I'm not entirely sure how to interact with that, because I see the point that the Israeli governments and Israeli media and all of that, I see their point. They don't want to appear vilifying Islam or criticizing Islam because they don't want to push people away, and they don't want to turn this into an Islam versus Israel fight. They don't want to push Islamic nations away. They already have enough trouble at their hands. I see that point. I really get it, and I understand and respect it. Not sure how exactly to get around that myself. But yeah, it will be interesting to speak to a scholar. Yeah. Just quote the Quran. That's dangerous, man. You can't quote the Quran. You can't quote the Quran. If you quote the Quran, you are an Islamophobe. I can see many Israelis in the chat by their names. We love you here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I also got a lot of new followers from Israel since the whole attack and since our coverage on it, which is good to see. Good to see. Very nice to see. Martyr Mouse said the O-Man would want justice for Farfour, Osama bin Laden. Yeah. Can you not type that in the chat? I haven't seen many people type Osama bin Laden's name. Maybe everyone should type Osama bin Laden sucks or something like that. I don't know. Arabic translated memes. AP, don't you think the issue here is lack of context? They don't know the truth about Islam, so they cannot contextualize terrorism because they're fed lies that Islam is peaceful. That's the problem. That is a good point. That's a good point. It might be true that people being lied and Islam being downplayed and sugarcoated may lead to reactions like these that we see on TikTok from useful idiots who say Osama bin Laden had a point. This is why it's important not to censor voices that are critical of Islam, for example. That's why we all need to talk properly about these things. Yeah. This just makes me think, earlier I showed you a video of Mia Khalifa, the most reliable and authentic source on geopolitics, say that the fact that the media takes down Osama bin Laden's letter shows that the media wants to control the narrative. But it's very funny because the media is also the one that very quickly and directly takes down white separatist, white nationalist content, neo-Nazi content. So does that mean that we should maybe look for that kind of content? Again, you can make endless comparisons to show how ridiculous their ideas are. Ayatollah Khamenei said, I remember being a young atheist laughing out loud at Osama bin Laden's coming as being pseudo-intellectual Chomskyite nonsense. Now the same is considered brilliant failure of colleges. I can't read at this point. I have lost my ability to read. Because it's almost 2 hours. I mean, yeah, you just look at the translation of the letter that we have now that these people supposedly read, and again, I'm very skeptical of people when they say they have actually read the letter and then they talk such trash. They probably read a few lines and they're like, "Oh my God, guys! Like I just read something for the first time in my life, and my mind is blown. Like I didn't even know because I never read anything before." This is like the first time ever that I read something. And guys, stop whatever you're doing right now and read what I just read. Idiots. Saike said, wait till they find what he thought about the LGBTQ folk. Oh. Soon you will have gay people on TikTok saying, oh my God, guys, like I just read what these Islamists said about LGBTQ and oh my God, like they're so right. Like I just want to jump off a building myself right now. Stop scamming, man. On a lighter note, have you seen the channel Exploring the Quran and the Bible, where relevant academics are interviewed about the origins of Islam? Certainly shows holes in the standard narrative. Exploring the Quran and the Bible. Let's see. Exploring the Quran and the Bible. Exploring the Quran and the Bible. Oh yeah, I've heard of this. I will follow and I'll check it out. Tom Holland was featured. Interesting. I'll check it out. Thank you for that suggestion. I appreciate that. The next Zakir Naik said, just found a TikTok of someone promoting Hitler. I sent you the link. I'm shocked. I bet you're just trolling me here. Let's see. Wait. What? Oh my God. What? Well, it's gone. It's gone. You have to send it again. It's gone. I can't find it. I can't find it. Send it to me again. I want to see the video. Sir Whitemeat, I want to see the video. Send it to me again. Yo Seidman said, perhaps this is an organized effort from the imagination of the Dawa professionals. Timing is too convenient and what they are saying sounds rehearsed. Yeah, they all seem to say the same thing about Osama bin Laden. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Some people say that there is somebody behind this, that somebody is paying these people to praise Osama bin Laden or something like that. I don't know. Whatever is true, we shan't ever find out. Kenny Demeter said, "Hey, Zakir Naik, are you still here? Zakir Naik, if you're still here, send me that video again. I want to see it." Kenny Demeter, thank you for the super chat. The White Trash Panda said, "Farfour was my..." Yeah. Knows too much, said letter seems fake. Sounds like Fatih Hamad wrote it. Could be. It was probably somebody, sympathizing with Osama bin Laden's worldview. Probably wrote it. I doubt that Osama bin Laden wrote it. AS Vuxi said, "Can't wait to see you watch the shit show debate. That will happen tomorrow. It will be good, and we will bring up a lot of things that need to be brought up." Zakir Naik, I'm clicking on the link and it says video is unavailable. I'm not lying to you. Look, I click on the link and it says video currently unavailable. See? Maybe you need to upload it on Twitter and send it to me again. It's not my fault. Jakob Kratzberg said, "We got into a bunch of 42 with IDF clothes." There was a video of Hamas with fake IDF clothes walking around and beating some guy and saying, "Where's Reim? Where's Reim?" Which is where the festival took place. And I think in that video, the guy that they are questioning and beating was also an Arab, which just shows that they don't care. All colors are entombed in black, said Farfour killed Filthy Frank and took all the chromosomes. Kennedy Demeter, I love to see a psychologist go through hijab's bizarre sex takes like that. Some quality material to psychoanalyze there. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Wait, hold on. Now hold on a second. What is this? Like, you just really did that, man. You just really did that. Stop everything you're doing right now and go and read Mein Kampf. Like, I'm ashamed to say that I didn't even know Mein Kampf existed. I didn't even know that such a thing was a thing. I didn't even know that Hitler existed, guys, like literally. And I'm sure most of you also didn't know, guys, like, who is even Hitler? Like, what is even World War? And like, I just sat down and I read like this book, Mein Kampf, and guys, my mind is blown. I will never look at the world. I want to publish it as a short video. So stupid. Oh God. I also don't want to publish it because I don't want it to be taken seriously by these stupid YouTube moderators and then have it. Haters XY said, "Why are you shaking?" Simon Robban said, "Why does every survivor of the USS Liberty attack, including the captain, believe the attack was deliberate? 2, please listen to the Liberty." I don't give a damn about the USS Liberty attack, which happened 50 years ago. What is this? Why are you obsessed with the USS Liberty attack? Who cares? Brigham Young, peace be upon him, said, "This is the 99-1 rule Dawood speaks about. The TikTokers take Osama at his word and don't look into his claims." Yeah. But if somebody praises Osama bin Laden, the best response is, "How about no?" Yeah. Or, "You're sick. You're sick." Black Milk said, "AP, it's for real. The latest post on Rabbi's Instagram." Are you kidding me? Okay, I have to check that out now. Let's see. Instagram. I don't even use Instagram. Rabbi Shmuley. He has an Instagram? Okay, he probably does. Rabbi Shmuley. Let's see. Where is it? I don't see it. I don't see it. I can't even play this. What is this?
This incredible guy wearing the best jacket I've ever seen. Can I ask your name?
Yeah, Danny.
Danny, you
Yeah.
came over. What did you say to me?
That's right. I said, were you the guy on Piers Morgan
I
last
was,
night?
yeah.
Yeah, brilliant show. You really fought well.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Danny. You are my man. God bless
Good.
you. Thank
And
you so
you.
much. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you. You too. Okay, look at this. Here we are, right in front.
This is his last post. Are you trolling me? Is there another one? I don't know.
Hi, everyone. Out of an abundance of gratitude.
Okay, see.
To our friend and brother Muhammad Hijab, who debated me on Piers Morgan. Millions of people watched it. He kept on bringing up the kosher sex company in Israel, intimacy company that kind of runs based on my book. He gave us international promotion, and in recognition, what are we doing for him?
So we're gonna have the Muhammad Hijab discount, and you can put in a promo code at the end of checkout, and you get 10% off. It's Mo Hijab, and
mohijab.com. Koshersex.com. Mohijab as you check
it's
out.
not koshersex.com. It's kosher.sex, no.com.
Kosher.sex. And as you check out, if you're buying a vibrator, he kept on bringing up vibrators in the debate. If you're buying lubricants, he kept on bringing up lubricants. If you're buying any of those things.
Oh my god. Okay. I forgot to put it on the screen here. Wait a minute.
Okay, look at this.
Yeah. Okay. Here.
Hi, everyone. Out of an abundance of gratitude to our friend and brother Muhammad Hijab, who debated me on Piers Morgan. Millions of people watched it. He kept on bringing up the kosher sex company in Israel, intimacy company that kind of runs based on my book. He gave us international promotion, and in recognition, what are we doing for him?
So we're gonna have the Muhammad Hijab discount, and you can put in a promo code at the end of checkout, and you get 10% off. It's Mo Hijab.
Mohijab.com. Koshersex.com. Mohijab as you check
It's
out.
not koshersex.com. It's kosher.sex, no.com.
Kosher.sex. And as you check out, if you're buying a vibrator, he kept on bringing up vibrators in the debate. If you're buying lubricants, he kept on bringing up lubricants. If you're buying any of those things, you put in the Muhammad Hijab, Mohijab discount code, and you get how much off?
10%.
Thank you so much, Muhammad, for promoting an Israel company, wearing the white and blue during the debate. And God bless you.
This is so ridiculous. Oh, well done. Seriously, you go on kosher sex and you can enter the promo code MoHijab to get a discount of 10%. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Let me see. Kosher sex. You actually go on here and you can really use a promo code based on Muhammad Hijab. This is very nice. This is well done. This is cool. This is good trolling. Well, thank you for letting me know. This is gold. We should play this tomorrow during the live stream with David. I'll see how David reacts to that. Elite RSR said Trump or Biden. Neither. Bring somebody younger. Bring him young. Erican Abgune said, stay away from Islam. Thank you for always being here, Erican. Thank you. I appreciate you. Free Rider said, whatever religion you can think of, we probably have it here in Israel. That's our freedom of religion. You don't blame religion. I get it. That's the way. Marta M said, to be frank, at this point, nobody thinks Osama bin Laden did 9/11. So I don't know. But if you want to believe Osama bin Laden, and you think he had a point when he wrote that letter, then you should probably also believe him when he says that he did it, because Osama bin Laden did admit that he did it. So, Yatu Krishnan said, AP, I'm a Gnostic, atheist Hindu. I don't believe in God, but I believe in karma and dharma. There is a God and a devil, and each of us depends on what we choose. You have my support and love. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate that. But there is something here that doesn't make sense. Because you say you are an atheist, Hindu. But then you say you believe in karma and dharma, and you believe in God and the devil. In each of us depends on what we choose. Okay, in each of us depends on, I guess, how you define that and how you see that. Interesting viewpoint. Doc Angel became a member. Thank you for joining. Nice to have you here. And St. Miles, hey, what's up? St. Miles? Nice to have you here as well, as always. OMG AP, I just listened to Nina's song 99 Luftballons, and it opened my eyes. God, now I have to listen to that song. Hey, always good to have you here. Benny Born Again said, I just watched your long Mojab video and it made me sad. LOL, poor guy is so misled. It's trending right now. just yesterday, I got yesterday 10,000 people watched my video, The End of Muhammad Hijab, which I published years ago, 2 years ago, probably not that long ago. Wow, what? The video at The End of Muhammad Hijab, which I published a while ago, was watched like 20,000 times since yesterday. Well, that's good, because when Muhammad Hijab trends and he goes on TV or goes to a discussion, he then starts trending, and people then see his background. People see the things he said in the past and did in the past. People are then exposed to the real stuff that he talked about in the past, such as telling people to commit suicide, making rape threats, lying over and over again. Wow, the part that I published yesterday about him running from the debate has 130,000 views. I didn't even check. I just wanted to publish an old video about Muhammad Hijab to highlight, and was expecting a few people to watch it, but now it's like 130,000 views. This is amazing. Muhammad Hijab first. This is amazing. This is good. This is good. It makes me proud and happy to see that when Muhammad Hijab goes and does what he's very proud of, which is to beat his chest and act like a fantastic representative of Islam, he starts trending, and then this happens. I published this summary of how he escaped the very debate he offered. I published this 20 hours ago, and it currently has 130,000 views. Oh, great. This is fantastic. This is good. This is good. Good, good, good. People should see more about what Muhammad Hijab is. This makes me completely understand David's viewpoint, who always thought, hey, it's great. Having people like Muhammad Hijab and making them popular is great. It's great, because that guy is just embarrassing himself and making Islam look like a joke to everyone. So, and we don't even have to work very hard then. That's funny. That's funny. Gluman said they could taser Mojab on PM and ask him why he's shaking. People have to make clips of that stuff, really. Faraji said, I noticed the younger generation being more pro-Palestine, the cause being misinformation and censorship on TikTok. That's true. That's true. Very, very much. My TV said, have you seen Sohail Ahmed's ex-Hamas supporter? I know about Sohail Ahmed, but ex-Hamas supporter? What? I heard of Sohail. Let's see. What is this? I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. Gotta see. ES1002 said, how many people truly know who said Sahih Muslim 2922? Is it the one with the trees? 2922 sounds too familiar. Is the one with the trees. Yeah. That is the hadith about the trees. Nobody really knows. But if you go by Islamic beliefs, Islamic tradition, you must believe that it was authentically transmitted according to the Islamic tradition, according to hadith sciences or hadith studies. It was authentically transmitted that Muhammad said the last hour would not come until unless Muslims fight the Jews, and Muslims would kill them until Jews hide behind trees and stones. And the trees and stones say, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him, except the gargot tree, because it is the tree of the Jews. This is an Islamic belief, verified by Islamic tradition, verified by Islamic scholars. According to that tradition, you believe that Muhammad said this, or that people authentically narrated this from Muhammad, although the wording can slightly differ. Yeah. And one last super chat, and then I will leave. The Little Russia said, hey, AP. I just called myself IP almost. Oops. I'm not IP. Although IP too. Hi IP, hast du eigentlich noch Freunde hier in Deutschland? Wünsche viel Erfolg und einen gesegneten Abend. Dankeschön. That is German and says, do you still have friends in Germany? Wish you success and a blessed or good evening. Not many anymore. I still have relatives, and still have some relatives that I'm actually still quite close to in Germany. My best friend from my teenage years was in Germany, and I was in contact with him for a very long time, but I cut off contact with him after a while. But yeah, no, most of my friendships, I think, just were lost because it's too much distance. Yeah, but I still have people that I know there. Yeah. I hope you didn't expect me to respond in German. Maybe I should have responded in German. I don't know. But hey, danke, vielen Dank. All right, thanks everybody for watching. We will be live tomorrow with David to go through the debate between Mohammed Hijab and Rabbi Shmuley.
Lose faith. I tell you, lose faith. It's better for you.
And there we will find out that
homosexuality should be fine.
There we will find out that that the best thing to do during a debate is to talk about sex toys and lubricants and all that stuff. So we shall do that tomorrow. We shall do that tomorrow. Dolphy said, Hallöchen, mein Öchen, mein lieber Apostate Prophet. Hallöchen, Hallöchen. Hallö mit dem Ö. Yeah, German time. All right. Vielen Dank. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Bis morgen. Und stay away from Islam. No, I have to use that one now. I have to use it now. Okay. I'll see you all tomorrow. And as always,
stay away from Islam.